like promote this or anything, so I don't know what I'm expecting, but whoever will be here will be here, and whoever's meant to be here will be here. I actually can't be here too long because I have to get on a fucking 5:55 in the morning train. I'm already not excited for that shit. Absolutely never again. I've already agreed to it. It's planned. I've been paid. So I'm gonna do it. But absolutely never again. Never again. Never again. Oh my gosh. Ugh. This fucking zodiac charm is irritating me. Oh. Hey Melissa. Okay. So I wanted to get on here and talk about a few different like downloads and things that I have been coming to analyzing. I've been assessing and coming to certain conclusions about. Hi Genesis. Hi Lucas. The Carol G Blue is Chef's Kiss. What? Period. Hey Tavia. But so one of like the main things that I want to focus on is this 8/8 portal that just happened on August 8th. And one thing that the portal emphasizes is union. It speaks to what you have and have come into union with for the next coming year, and what you are coming out of union with for the next coming year. Wisdom. Oh, let me switch this around so it's not, so you can actually read the things that I'm showing you. Okay. But I've noticed that there is definitely a collective shift in who our inner circle is, and I feel like that is largely in part due to the Venus, Cancer and Venus transit, as well as the Mercury in retrograde transit. It was in Leo. It went direct on the 11th though. But during the 8/8 portal, Mercury was retrograde, which Mercury retrograde really just signifies delays. Delays that are intentional in order for you to take time to sit down, to look at your circumstances and assess whether or not you want to continue moving forward with the same circumstances, or if you have to revise anything or leave anything behind. That is the purpose of Mercury retrograde. It's asking you to sit the fuck down and pay attention. Basically, right? And with Venus being in Cancer at the same time, it's asking us to draw attention. Hi, Pretty Naz. I'm not even fully sure. Hey, Radika. I'm not even fully sure if I'm gonna like do like live readings on here, because that's another thing I want to talk about. Is like there's gonna have to be like a different direction that I take spiritual content, and like I personally feel, and this is something I've kind of honestly always wanted to do, but just didn't really feel like, look, I'm inspired, but just didn't really feel like it was safe for me to do. Like, I just always felt like I would just get like hit with massive amounts of like judgment and shit, and it would just cause more drama than it was worth. But I have been drawn to wanting to share more of my personal experiences in an effort to not just be messy, because they're definitely messy ass situations, but and that's like the entertaining part about it, is the messiness, I feel. But I think the real value would be to explain what I learned from those situations and how they have aided in molding my perspective of molded my perspective of myself and of the world, and opened myself up even more to genuine and sincere love by establishing healthy boundaries, right? And one of those, like, and that's something that I've really come to recognize, because I personally have been through many situations, particularly friendships, where I wasn't really met halfway in the effort, and I was hardly ever met even halfway during hi Ari, do I know you? Have you been in my life before? You look familiar. No, I don't think I know you. I don't think so. I guess whatever, but I'm more just kind of talking right now because I wanted to. I really want to like get back into doing regular lives. I think I'm gonna do them every Friday. I don't have a specific time set because my sleep schedule is ass. I woke up maybe 3 hours ago now. Thank you. It's a wigger. I got this off of Amazon. It's $25. Yes. Period. $25 holla. Thank you. I was worried at first because I thought the color was like a little bit too close to my skin tone. So, but yeah. So that, look it. That's really what I want to focus on, is letting go and releasing people that you don't have the same values with. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Rink. Releasing people that you don't have the same values with, but the real challenge in this is releasing people with love. You saw how like the love card came out earlier. Because I just had a friendship end, right? And it was because I recognized that she had a very self-destructive pattern to where she would continuously put herself in, like, choose unloving situations for herself continuously, and then come to me to kiss her wounds and make her feel better about it, which is essentially relying on me to stabilize her emotions. I lost my best friend of 23 years recently. It's tragic. Oh, like she died? Or like or like y'all just not cool no more. My relationship with my best friend for the same exact reason. Wow, yeah, look, exactly. That's the collective energy going around right now. The timing of why? No, okay, she's not dead. Okay, good. I was like but like I was saying with the Mercury retrograde, Renika. They hurt themselves trying to hurt you. You triggered jealousy in me, but I know how to transmute it into inspiration. The last hour I've been feeling literally a shift within myself and perspective. Yes. You remind me of who I desire to be. Yep. Girl. That's not what we talking about though now. That's not what we talking about. That's not the public's business. So, and you remind me of who I desire to be. And So I feel like largely collectively people are recognizing those who are essentially just, oh, thank you, Chris, those are who are essentially just drains on your energy, because when someone is consistently making unloving decisions, being reckless, and just fucking their own self up, but they keep coming to you to make them feel better about it, but they're not doing anything different to change their circumstances, they're not willing to actually change their behavior, yes, it's draining. Yeah, like, because they're essentially draining you because they're looking to you to regulate their emotions for the chaos that they cause themselves. And when it came to this friend in particular, so no one gives bad vibes on my man, do that. But when it came to this friend in particular, I have been friends with her for like 3 years, the entire time. And so another thing is, in reflection, I realized that when I first started becoming close friends with her, it's because we bonded over having the same struggles, which at the time was when I first became like really close friends with her. I didn't feel like I had really any real community. I didn't feel like I had excuse me, put on your confirmation burp. I didn't feel like I really had I felt directionless. I felt lost. I really, really believed that no one actually liked me either. Like, I felt like no one actually liked me, and that's because I had just gotten out of a friend group and situations and left behind people who deadass didn't like me. Yes, it is hard, but I will tell you, it is hard to find your community, but I will tell you is that in that moment of isolation, when what changed your mind? What changed my mind about what? But in that moment of isolation, when you feel like you don't have any community, you don't have anyone around you, that's the moment to dive into yourself, to learn yourself, so you can learn what it is that does bring you fulfillment and does bring you joy. Learn the things that you like. And then once you find those things, how do you feel about yourself? No one's liked you. Okay. So in that time, I dove into a more feminine energy of I started meditating and journaling and doing yoga and just focusing on things that I enjoy. And once I solidified, okay, these are the things that bring me joy, these are the things I want more of in my life, I actively went out and engaged in things that were those things. So I enjoy fashion, makeup, beauty, making content, spiritual things. And so I went to fashion shows, I went to networking events, and 3 years later, here we are. I have a community of not only like-minded but like-hearted people. I have a whole career now. At the time, I already finished cosmetology school, but I didn't take my state board test. And during that time, thank you, Rink. I took my state board test, and I'm a licensed cosmetologist. And now, at this point, this year, this year in particular, I've begun to get regularly booked by that same community. And that's because I took that time, that moment of isolation, to discover myself and learn myself, so that when I go out and I meet people, I'm able to see people who are actually similar to me. I'm able to see them clearly because I see myself clearly. And so to that question, who asked me that? Oh, you don't have an actual screen name, but how you felt about yourself, no one's liked you. I like me. Because I will say, great investing what you enjoy ended up bringing you. Yep, exactly. And also in that isolation, in being by myself, I've always been a person where if I'm not welcome in a space, I'ma just leave. I would rather be by myself, enjoying and doing things that I like, than be surrounded by people I'm not comfortable with. Like, I remember I went to a new school in like 5th grade, and I was just talking to different people, seeing who I would want to like be around, and I ended up like kind of talking to like the popular kids, and they were assholes. They was assholes. I don't remember like word for word what went down, but they was asses, and like they tried to like act stank towards me, and I was like, okay, cool, and I went my own separate way, and I just played by myself at recess, and then naturally gravitated towards other people who were like me. And then throughout the year, like in 5th grade specifically, in the playground, we had this like, it was like this tree on this mound of dirt in the corner. We called it the dirt corner. Me and my homies, we would sit there, and we would be there every recess, kicking it, cooling it. But apparently we looked like we was having too much fun, and the popular kids wanted to come over and steal our spot. And we was like, oh, fuck no. And so we went and found somewhere else to be, and then they followed us over there. Like, people want to be wherever the joy is at. No matter how much shit they talk about you. But, yep. And so people, damn, where was I? Hold on. I haven't even smoked. This is just, I'm honestly sleepy. I have a makeup gig tomorrow, and I need to be on a 5:55 in the morning train. Fantastic. I'm so excited. So excited. I mean, I am. It's going to be a good gig, and like, I'm going to meet some important people and stuff, and make some connections, and I'm being paid. But still, 5:50 for the train. I got to be on the train at 5:55 in the morning. Ass. 555 is like a number that is very significant to me, because my life path number is 5, my soul urge number is 5, and my I think it's destiny number is also 5, and I was born on the 5th of the month, so 5s are significant for me. But yeah, so anyways, this particular friend, I don't know that off the top of my head. I'm not that well versed in numerology. Someone else had like done that calculation for me, and I just remembered it. But this friend in particular, right? When I first became friends with her, it's because we bonded over having the same struggles. I mean, we also had other things in common, like, she also modeled and da-da-da and so forth. But 3 years later, I'm at a point where I am no longer existing in those same struggles, because I confronted them directly and worked on them and healed them. Like, I'm not dealing with the same problems anymore. Therefore, I don't relate to you in the same way. And I also kind of don't understand how you're in this same place that you were 3 years ago, when I've done the work to get out of that place, and I've done it in front of your face, and I've told you about this. I don't understand how you haven't done the same work. Thank you for the follow, Patrice. I don't understand how you haven't done the same work. I don't understand how you're in the same place. And when our friendship broke down, it was literally like a week before the 8/8 portal. And I feel like that's significant, because it signifies that that she hasn't done she hasn't learned the lessons in order to be able to follow me to where I'm going. And I feel like that is a very collective energy right now, where a lot of people are recognizing that some of the people they have kept around them this long have not matured to the same degree, and therefore can't continue on with them. Hence, we don't have the same values. Because the thing about these people is when, like, she can't come with me to where I'm going. Do you have any advice for someone who doesn't know how to find what they like, happiness due to trauma? I would say the best thing to do is to look back on your childhood and remember things that you enjoyed then. What did you like to do as a child? Because as children, we are our most purest selves, and it's only due to life experiences, because that time of life is blocked out, then they find what they like, happiness. At that point, you just got to try things. You just got to try things that you're curious about. You do. It sounds like you do need therapy, friend. I'm not gonna lie. It sounds like you do need some of that. That would probably help you a lot. I did it before. Okay, was it helpful when you did it? No shit. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Sometimes you just need, people to someone to help point you in the right direction. That's why you're here on this live. Yeah, I heard you could try, what is that? Oh my God, what is it called? BetterHelp. It's a cheaper alternative. Not all of the people on there are like registered licensed therapists though. So it's more like you kind of might just be talking to people. But even then, that's a start. Excuse me. Confirmation work. And it might be, I lost my job this year. I'm sorry to hear that you lost your job. But yeah, if you can't remember things from your childhood, I would say focus on, I would say focus on your curiosity. Appeal to your curiosity. Things that you are just curious about, that make you ask questions. Follow those things, and start there. But yeah, there's a need to let these people go, because they would become problems later on down the line. Because not only are they siphoning your energy by relying on you to regulate their emotions, but they also, being that they are so emotionally underdeveloped and that they almost refuse to garner a higher level of self-awareness, they are likely selfish individuals, and will likely, once they see you getting the things that you worked hard to have, will develop a resentment, will develop a sense of jealousy. But jealousy is just a feeling that passes through you, right? It's really just it's an emotion that gets triggered up in you, that is supposed to highlight where you could be doing more, where you could be applying yourself more, or highlight things that you actually want. Like, if you're jealous over something, then that just means you want that thing. And you're feeling like the negativity that comes with jealousy. You're feeling that because you have the belief that you're not deserving of it, or that it's not achievable for you, and that's why you feel jealous. So if you feel that feeling, you need to take that and transmute it into inspiration, to be like, oh, like, If you're feeling jealous about something, just take that as a sign that clearly you want that same thing for yourself. Jealousy becomes a problem when you allow that shit to fester. You don't transmute it into inspiration. It gets transmuted into something else, which is envy. Envy is when you want something that someone else has, but you also believe that they don't deserve it, that they shouldn't have it because you don't have it. That is the problem with envy. And a lot of people don't recognize the difference between... So a lot that resonates with me. No problem. I'm going to try it and re-upload this on my YouTube channel, Lightworker Brianna. So, yeah, that should be there. I've been trying to clear space on my phone so I could download the lives. But, a lot of people don't recognize the difference between jealousy and envy, because jealousy is just an emotion that can pass through you, that you can choose to transmute into something positive for yourself. But envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. Envy is demonic, like straight up. Yes, hi FYP. Hi. Thank you for the follow, LW. I don't know if I'm answering questions right now. I'm more just kind of delivering a message of general observations that I've come to have, right, about collective energies. Okay, fire. I'm glad that you're here. We are vibing, yes. Period. We are vibing. What was I saying? But yes, envy is demonic. Jealousy, you can transmute into something more positive. Jealousy, you don't have to, is an emotion that you don't have to put on another person. But when you put the onus on another person, then it's a problem. And then you're doing some dark shit. But there's a need to let these people go, because they're not consciously aware enough to be able to transmute that and that energy of jealousy. It's dangerous. I really take it seriously to stay away from those people. Yes, and anyone who feels that someone else shouldn't have something just because they don't have it, weirdo behavior, demonic. A lot of people love to throw around what is and isn't demonic. Wearing devil horns and dressing in all red, some things that certain artists do in their music videos and stuff, that is not demonic. What's demonic is the way that you talk about people behind their motherfucking back and then smile in their face. That's demonic. What's demonic is the downfall and the harm that you wish upon other people. That's demonic. Saying God's name in vain is not saying God's name in the same sentence as a curse word. Saying God's name in vain is using God's name to lie about someone else. That's using God's name in vain. A lot of people are really, they only have a surface level understanding of what actually is dark energy. Hi Mystic. Hey girl. And so there is a collective need to clean up your inner circle, because there are some people who have not evolved, who have not matured, who after all this time of you still dealing with them and being around them are dealing with the same problems and same struggles that you met them with, while expecting the same level of sympathy and empathy from you, the same level of healing and encouragement, even though they're the ones who aren't willing to do the work to change their behavior in order to change their circumstances and outcomes. If you're doing that kind of work to change your behavior, change your perspective, change what you engage in order to have better outcomes for yourself in life, and you notice that there's people around you who aren't, you need to leave them hoes alone. anyone around you who you recognize as causing their own issues, but still wanting to be like, I don't know how the world is against me. Let them hoes fight themselves. You cause again, with this specific friend in question, as I mentioned, when we first became friends, it's because we bonded over having the same struggles. 3 years later, I've worked on those things. I don't have those problems anymore. But yet, here you are complaining to me about those same things. You're in essence bringing problems to my door that I don't have issues with no more. Issues that I've already surpassed, that I've already overcome. And you're just bringing them right back to my door. Unacceptable. You need to get that shit together. And then for some of you, you may confront these people about these things and they may take it well and be like, you know what, you're right, I need to work on that. And for some of you, you may confront these people on these things and hey Lexi, and they the same. They're not gonna do anything different. And that's where you need to leave them behind. So yeah. That being the message that we've gotten out, I'm actually gonna pull I'm gonna pull some more of my oracle here. And I feel you might trigger jealousy out of some people because they recognize, like, it's not, confirmation burp. It's not that these people, like, I don't burp like this until I get on live and, like, deliver these messages. Like, I am not, like, this is not how I am just on an average daily basis or whatever. But some people, it's not that they want what you have or, like, your lifestyle or exactly. What they're jealous of is how you carry yourself, your standard of morals and values. I just left a relationship. I need to be in my own energy. Yes. I've been trying to decipher or have more discernment about identifying the energy versus just thinking I'm tweaking. Yes. Stop giving people the benefit of the doubt. Okay? I was talking to one of my friends about this a little bit ago. Knowing yourself first so you can find other people, like-minded people. Yep. Because it's like, how can you build a community of like-minded individuals if you don't even know what you are like? You know? How can you expect people to support you in your endeavors when you don't even know what you want for your own life? It starts with you and then you work outwards. And you build a network from there. And it's hard to admit that it feels so obvious. Like, I feel like most things are only as complicated as you make them out to be. And I feel like when we become adults in this world, like, people love to overcomplicate things, like, oh, it's so hard to, like, make friends and da-da-da. And it's like, well, not really. Like, just focus on the things that you like. Like, for example, if you like cooking, go to a cooking class where you'll meet other people who also enjoy cooking, and then maybe you'll be friends with them if you talk to them. You know? Like, it's like, things are only as complicated as you want to make them out to be. And then I also feel like some of these people might be trying to give you, like, some kind of silent treatment or something. Slow down so I can catch up. It's because they want to throw you off. They want to distract you by, like, trying to give you some kind of drama. You might get some passive-aggressive remarks. Some people might even cling to you if you try to, like, leave the situation or no longer be friends with them or end the relationships. Even relationships, like, I swear, people will be silent as a punishment because they're jealous. Yes. Yeah. And then, like, at the same time, these are people that, like, look up to you as well. Like, again, and it's because of the way you carry yourself. Your standard of morals and values. It's the simple fact that you just know what you stand for is what triggers people. You just need to apologize for what they did. Yep. I had to let go of thinking that shit was about me. Yes. Because, like, look, like, this friend in particular that I'm speaking on, like, I straight up told her, you have a self-destructive pattern of behavior that I don't have any tolerance for. And what she do? Just left that shit on red. It's been weeks. And, like, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know to understand that it's probably best to leave that here. And that's another thing I want to talk about, is leaving these people with love. Because you don't want to have a huge back and forth blowout or online internet beef. I think it's just more mind-boggling because to you, your own behavior is just the normal. Some people don't like to talk about it. Yeah. Definitely have to leave with love. Because if you leave, like, in this big, huge blowout, that's still in your energy. You know? That's something you're still going to, like... You're now carrying this heaviness with you that is unnecessary. And to leave people with love is more to be in acceptance of where they are. And accept them for who they are and just be like... Clearly, we are just not on the same type of timing anymore. And, like, I'm not assuming the worst for you or expecting the worst for you or hoping that even. But I need to love myself enough to know that I need to love myself enough to leave something that is draining me. And I also love you too much to keep watching you fuck your own self up like this. It would not be a loving decision for you or me, for me to keep coddling you, essentially. Coddling you from your own self-imposed chaos. You create your own problems for yourself because you are unloving, because you don't believe that you deserve good things in your life. So you choose less than what you deserve, inevitably get disappointed by those things, and then run off and do some fuck shit trying to like essentially escape those feelings, and then putting yourself, which ultimately usually puts yourself in even more chaotic and unstable situations. So now you're even more depressed, and then you're coming to me to uplift and encourage you, only for you to not even do shit with that encouragement. Only for you to just take that energy, take that encouragement, take that effort, that support that I've given you, and just it's like putting like energy and supply and support in someone's hands, and them just being like, oh, thank you so much. Yes, literally bottomless pit. It's the worst of when they start only coming to you for yes, exactly. And this friend in particular, I noticed this throughout this year. She had been saying that a lot. Like when I feel down, I just call you to feel better, and I always talk to you. And it was kind of a red flag to me when she said this, because she was like, "You're my only put together friend," and I was like, "Only? The only one? What do you mean? That's not good. What? You don't got no other, you don't got no other, yes. That's basically what she's saying. I'm like, you don't got no other sensible individual in your life. Shit, I have no one now. Yes. Man, and that's because you probably have no one around you, because you're probably the only real sensible figure for yourself in your life right now. You are probably the best thing for you right now. Yeah. So like I said, I know you said you don't remember your childhood very well because of like trauma and stuff. Appeal to your curiosity. Yep. Rebuke that. We rebuke them karmic cycles. Rebuke that. Absolutely not. Appeal to your curiosity. Follow things that you're that you would want to learn more about. And that's probably where you will find a lot of joy. So yeah. These people are also intimidated by you because of how high your standards are. These are the type of people that will have a problem with you because they think you're better than them. And it's like, you the only one saying that. You think I'm better than you. And you're mad about it. And that's a you problem. Like, I don't, you know? I struggle to feel worthy of my desires. And like this friend in particular, it's not even that she doesn't know what she enjoys. She does know what she enjoys. She just doesn't, she has such a low view of herself that she doesn't believe that what she enjoys is like that she's worthy of it. And like that's when I said that we bonded over the same struggles when we first became friends. I was in the same place. Like I had been, like I already finished cosmetology school and whatever and so forth. I already knew I wanted to make content. I had already started in things, but like I didn't feel worthy of it. And so I wasn't, you got to figure a lot of you out. I can only help you some. Yes. Cause like you can only meet another person as deeply as you have met yourself. So if you don't know the depths of you, not only can you not experience or reach the depths of another person, but you also, no one can reach the depths of you either. And that would likely lead to a feeling of loneliness, which I also say the feeling of loneliness has less to do with the lack of people around you and more to do with has less to do with the disconnection of people around you and more to do with the disconnection of self. That's what you're feeling when you feel lonely. You are feeling the loss and the disconnection from your own self. I feel like you're talking about me. I needed to hear this though. See? I'm so glad y'all are here. I'm gonna go live every Friday. A time, I don't have a specific time yet because my sleep schedule, like I woke up at like 2 p.m. today. I'm not gonna hold you. But I'm gonna try and do them like earlier afternoon because I used to do my lives like at midnight, late as fuck, which was cool. It was fun, but still, like, you know, not everybody can make those times. You know, I have not changed. Stunted development, stagnated. Resigning to misery. Yes, that's another thing. Oh my gosh, that's something that like really blows me. Cause and I think it's a thing that a lot of people. This message feels like it's flowing through me, TBH. Oh, I appreciate everyone here. Thank y'all for being here. This is awesome. There's a lot of people who have just due to their life circumstances. Sound like someone I know. Dang. Because we're all in the same vibe right now. Period. But there are too many people that due to their life circumstances have just resigned themselves to misery. Like, they have just experienced so much harm, so much betrayal, that they just are like, okay, then this is just what life is. This is just what life is. And that is untrue. That's not what life is. That was just what your current circumstances were. But the thing is, you have free will. And you have the ability to shape your circumstances through your own choices and decisions. You don't have to resign to misery and just accept that life is shitty and da-da-da. Because that's just how you attract more of that stuff. Because so within, so without. Your outer world is always going to be a reflection of your inner world. And even from a psychological standpoint, you're going to subconsciously continuously look out, seek confirmation bias. So if you already have this bias of like, oh, the world's against me, no one likes me, you're going to gravitate towards things and people that reflect that. And the people that you're leaving behind, that is something that they don't get. At least not yet at this point in time. And it's not your responsibility to make sure that they learn that lesson. Your responsibility is to ensure that you learn your lessons. And if anything, you're just meant to be the inspiration for them to see, oh, I don't have to resign myself to misery. I don't have to choose chaos. I don't have to choose instability. Because here's this person that I saw so much myself in. We had the same struggles at one point in time. They're no longer having those struggles anymore. Because they chose differently. And sometimes you're just meant to be that light in people's lives. Sometimes in order to really heal and help a person, you need to do that indirectly by taking a step back and just telling them hoes to watch and learn. There it is. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, there it is. Okay. Ooh, look, Soul Tribe. Look at us. Look at us here. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try and get. Yep. Look it. First of all, you are walking in your purpose. And there's also, if you're here in this collective, then you have probably, this literally sounds like a dream I had. Ooh, damn, I have to run follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you, James. Thank you for the compliment. I hope to see you in the next live next Friday. Ring. Yes, I'll definitely be here next Friday. I'm gonna have to tell you about it later. Only Libra. Okay, bet. Yeah, because after I get off this live, I need to go to Jewel Osco so I could buy some stuff for me to, like, have a lunch for my fucking 5 a.m. train, 8 in the morning gig tomorrow. So I could call you when I'm at the store. But, if you're on this live, you have likely already overcome so many different challenges. Me on the damn, see? Get some Olippops, girl. Get you that peaches and cream. That peaches and cream Olipop. If you can find that, grab it. Yeah. Y'all, everybody else here, you like, if you want like a healthier version of Olippops are the bestest. And it's not just like, oh, sparkling water, because I don't really fuck with sparkling water. Yes. It's like I'm 23 and gotten through so much, like, damn, I'm so young. Yes. Olippops, I'm gonna put you on. Olippops, get the peaches and cream. It's the best flavor. But you've likely overcome so much already. And there are people that you have left behind because they, again, like we've been talking about, didn't learn the same lessons. Therefore, they weren't able to pass to the next level the same way you did. Those people are seeing you now, and they want back in. There might be like almost a surgence of like just like a huge, like a wave of people from your past either physically resurfacing and actually speaking to you, or energetically resurfacing, like pulling on your energy. Like you might like randomly remember people that you haven't thought about in weeks, months, years. And that's because they're thinking about you, and they're hoping that you're thinking about them, and that there's still a door open for them to come and, you know, re-enter into your life. So I want you back in my life, but my pride won't allow it. I'm gonna pull a little bit of the tarot, and then I'm gonna do the Astro dice, and I will call that it for today's live. Again, we will be here every Friday. Yay! That's our day, okay? For the lives. And this will also be re-uploaded on my YouTube channel, Lightworker Brianna. You feel your energy being pulled on, but they're not even doing it. Yes, like, just stop pulling on it. Yes, like, just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Like, I have this one motherfucker in particular that I haven't had shit to do with him in at least 5 years. Like, we don't even run in the same circles. We don't know the same people no more. I don't even know what their social medias are anymore. But he still shows up in my fucking dreams, distinctly trying to apologize to me in my dreams. But even when he's sitting there trying to, the words don't come out. So it's like he's just wanting me to, like, be there without offering anything. And it's like, you're very slow. Like, zero effort plus zero effort gets you zero results. So, like, why? What sense does that make? None. But he shows up in my dreams to this day. Look, Temperance, Sagittarian energy. This is a need to balance out situations and being very intentional with what you invest yourself in at this time. I feel like Leo season, because I think today is the last day of Leo season, and then tomorrow starts Virgo season. Leo season situation with a Sag right now. Oh, hell no. I wonder what your 12th house is in, because my 12th house was just the house of Pisces, which is your dreams and the unconscious mind and things. My 12th house is in the same sign as the sun sign of the person that shows up in my dreams. So I wonder if, like, you have, like, the 12th house in Sagittarius, so, like, Sagittarian people can, like, penetrate your dreams, like, easily. I wonder. Yeah, but when it comes to things that you're manifesting with the Magician here, there's a need to be very intentional and to be balanced in your approach. Yes, because that's another thing that I also, let me look, okay, let me see. It's literally since I saw him 2 months ago, every single night is crazy. Every single night is crazy. Is he a warlock? Do he be doing stuff? Do you know? More men be doing spells than they want to say. More men be doing shit like that than they want to say. Same dream setting. Interesting. But that's another thing, another kind of download that I've been recognizing is, like, so for me personally, I recognize that there are, like, for instance, in how I'm presenting and doing spiritual content, there needs to be a shift in how I'm doing that. And there's other shifts that need to happen as well. But I recognize that I have this sense of fear, hesitation around doing that. I'ma still do it, because feel the fear, do it anyway. I'ma still do it, but I'm gonna be shaking in my boots as I do it. But like, I sat with that feeling of fear for a minute to, like, really assess, like, what is that? What am I actually afraid of? And the thing is like, I recognize these changes and these shifts are going to have to take a lot out of me. They're gonna take a lot of effort from me, and that's not a problem. I've done that. I could do that before. But when I have been in that like grinding mode, it has been to the detriment of myself. Because I do have an issue where I tend to intellectualize my emotions rather than feeling them. I've been in so many chaotic, traumatic circumstances and situations to where I just learned to be like, well, I don't have the time to feel sad right now. I don't have the time to feel, I have to perform whatever action in order for me to get out of it. Like, there is no room for sadness. There's no room for tears. There's no time for that. And so, for example, like when I was in cosmetology school, yes, survival mode. Yes, when I was in cosmetology school, I went to cosmetology school full time. That was Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. At the same time, I also worked at the Burger King across the street. And I worked there across the street because I could walk straight to work. So I went to school Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and then I worked Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5:15 to 10 p.m., and then they had me working from like 11 to 3 Saturday and Sunday. I had no days off. None. No time for myself for a shitting ass motherfucking thing. My room was the messiest it had ever been. And I was so extremely disconnected from myself. So like my fear in doing this change, it lies in like, I know that I can like grind or whatever, but I often do it through disconnecting from my own emotional body, and I recognize that that's not healthy for me. So my challenge in this like new era, so to speak, is to approach things with balance, to go hard in my pursuit of my goals while also making time for myself to rest, making time for myself to have fun and to play. And so that is another collective energy that's going around, I feel like. It's like having this tempered approach to your manifestations, to where you don't burn yourself out, to where you're getting the work done, but you're also getting fed. You're having the serious conversations, but you're also, making time for laughter. It's so inexplicable how it feels like you have to really be in survival mode to understand. Yes. So let's see. Look at that. 4 of Swords. This is often about rest. And then we have the Knight of Swords reversed. This is restlessness, unfocused, burnout, impulsive. It's like you can't be impulsive, and you have to, like, the way I've got this, like, the formation of this shit. Because I don't do spreads. I've never really done, like, specific spreads, like the Celtic Cross and whatever. I just put them how they make sense to me, and that changes time to time from wherever I'm pulling cards. But right now, I'm interpreting this as, like, this is what you want. Like, these are your manifestations, and this is this is the approach and the intention needed. This is what you should be wary of, which is being in this reckless, impulsive energy. It's like balancing. These are the energies you have to balance. You have to balance this, like, Knight of Swords energy where you're barreling into things, rushing into things, putting all your focus into things, being very ambitious, goal orientated. You have to balance this energy with rest, with also taking your time to sit and breathe. And it's at the messy room house. I felt like that I felt that, like, you'll be so numb to it. Yeah, and it's because I didn't have no time to clean anything. I couldn't pick up my damn clothes off the motherfucking floor. I only have 10 minutes to get dressed, and then I have to leave again. You know what I mean? Okay. So I'm gonna roll the Astro dice, and then... Ooh, it's 555 right now. I'm gonna roll the Astro dice, and I think I'll end the live here. I will try to save this to my phone right now. I have zero sleep. Girl, I was going to school 9 to 5, working 5:15 to 10 p.m. 3 weekdays out the week, on top of going to school 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, and working Saturdays. Like, bro, I don't even know how I did that. But we have... This is Neptune. I had to look real quick because Neptune and Pluto and Uranus be looking the same sometimes. Excuse me. So this is Neptune. This is like dreams, illusions. This can also represent your unconscious mind. And then we have Virgo. So this speaks to your daily routines. Yeah, and also 6th house, that's Virgo. So there may be a need to like add more like whimsy to your life. Whimsy and imagination to your everyday life. Because Neptune rules over Pisces. A soldier for real. I'm saying, my bro. And this was during COVID too, when I was in school. Oh my gosh. But Neptune rules over Pisces. Pisces is the opposite sign from Virgo. So this is again highlighting the need for equilibrium and balance. There needs to be freedom of expression, of imagination, and an embrace of your feelings, while also balancing that with practical moves. There's a need to like romanticize your life a little bit, to highlight the things that you look forward to. Like when you feel tired, but you have like, I'm gonna just use myself for example. Bitch, I'm tired. But I have to get on a 5:55 in the morning train tomorrow in order to be in the city by 8 a.m. for a makeup gig. I am not excited about that motherfucking train. At all. I'm not. But I am excited to get to do what I love doing. And also on top of that, the photographer for the photo shoot is like a prominent figure, like a prominent, like influential, like he has like 60,000 followers. Like it is a banger networking opportunity to get to meet him, essentially work with him. And also it's a really cool shoot concept in general. Like there's gonna be 3 different models and they're gonna be shooting with snakes. So like I'm gonna get to meet some snakes and shit. So like I'm not excited for this train. I do not want to be up that early at all. I feel like it's blasphemous for me to ever have to leave my home that early. I feel like it's blasphemous for me to ever have to leave my home that early. But I am excited to like actually get this work done and see the final product, and also like who hired me. She is very, I'm familiar with her, but I'm not like friends with her or anything. Like I've seen her around. I know, like I'm familiar with her. I know she's very serious about her craft. So I know that if I do really good on this also just opens me up to a lot of different clientele as well. So like I'm excited for that. So like when it comes to your manifestations, focus more on the things that you're excited about and allow that to fuel you to move forward. But when I come home tomorrow from that motherfucking gig, best believe I'm taking my ass to sleep. I'm making that time for rest. I'm going to sleep. And like another example, when I was doing lives more regularly back in like 2023, I would like go to like networking events or photo shoots or something, and I would have like my makeup done all nice, and like I would look really good, and I would come home and it'd be like 10 p.m. But I'm like, since I look so nice and I already look good and whatever, and I'm dressed up, I should get on live and do the readings and things like that. Like fully take advantage of this look, you know, even though I'm tired. That's not making time for rest, you know. The better thing to do would be to go to my events and come home, get my rest, and plan, you know, a live for another time or a different day where I can also make plans to ensure that I look nice and put together before then too. So yeah, there's a need to like romanticize your life a little bit. I also let me look up, because I don't remember off the top of my head all that Neptune represents. Neptune represents dreams, imagination, spirituality, and blurring of boundaries. Interesting. It's associated with intuition, mysticism, and a sense of transcendence, but also with illusions, escapism, and potential confusion. Neptune's influence can manifest as creativity, compassion, and a desire for spiritual growth, but also a tendency to idealize, deceive, or get lost in fantasy. Okay, that's another thing. You may need to incorporate your spiritual practice as a more regular part of your everyday life. So for me, that's doing my meditation and yoga every day. I also need to be journaling more again. I didn't journal, like, just like 2 days ago. I journaled for the first time in a whole year. And that's because in this past year, I've been more focused on... I pulled back from like spiritual things for a bit to be more focused on the 3D realm and like actually doing things and actually making things happen, because I was very much in the ethers, deciphering energies all the time, working with the non-tangible, working on confronting limiting beliefs within myself. And I was doing work, but it was non-tangible, non-physical work, and so I pulled away from like spirituality. Had to think in your higher self's mindset. Yes, literally, I've been like, I need to get out of my head and in my body. Yeah. And so like for the past year, I had to live life a little bit. And it was like before I could continue delivering messages and teaching lessons and sharing wisdom, I had to live my own life for a bit and like learn some things for myself to be able to have anything to teach and to share, right? And that's basically... Why did you do that? It just cut off the frequency music. Why did you do that? Stop that. Thank you. Yeah. But it also, there's a need to not get overly idealistic. And there's a need to, like, also value practicality with the Virgo being here, Earth sign. It's like not getting overly ambitious and getting over your head. Be realistic in what is achievable, but also dream big, you know? And like, that's a hard balance to strike. But for now, I'm gonna leave this here. I need to go and eat. I haven't eaten anything. I also need to go to the grocery store, and I need a shower so I can get on this fucking 5:55 in the morning train. Yeah, fantastic. So yeah, I hope that resonated for y'all and brought you tons and tons of clarity. Yes, I will be here next Friday. Again, I don't have a specific time. I'm sorry. I need to get myself together. But it'll likely be in the afternoon. Like somewhere between 3 and 5 p.m. is where I'll probably start again. And 3 and 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm like in the Chicagoland area, so yeah. And I'm gonna try to save this live and have it uploaded by Monday. And then I'll also upload the other ones that I haven't gotten on my esoteric channel as well. Thank you, LW. I hope I see you in the next live. Thank you to everyone else who stuck around through this and vibe with me. And hopefully I'll see you guys next Friday as well. All right, remember that you are loved, you are important, and that you have value. All right, y'all? Mwah. Bye, y'all.